This is a pig, and this is what nearly started a war between America and Britain. No, seriously. In 1859, one dead pig triggered a 13-year military standoff involving 3 warships, 84 cannons, and over 2,600 soldiers. And somehow, nobody actually died. Except the pig. How does that even happen? Well, buckle up, because this might be the stupidest international incident in human history. Our story begins in 1846 with the Oregon Treaty. America and Britain finally decided to stop arguing about who owned what in North America. The simple solution? Draw the border at the 49th parallel and be done with it. But then they hit a snag. What about these islands? The treaty said the border should go through the middle of the channel, which sounds reasonable until you realize that's like saying, meet me in the middle of the parking lot, without telling anyone which parking lot you mean. And there are 17 different parking lots. Naturally, both countries looked at this mess and went,
"It's ours!"
Yeah, that island is definitely ours. So, by 1859, San Juan Island had become the world's most polite territorial dispute. British Hudson's Bay Company on one side with their salmon business and sheep ranch, American farmers on the other side. And surprisingly, everyone got along great. Until June 15th, 1859. The day everything went sideways, and it all started with breakfast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's fight day!
preparing for battle.
Summer sausage!
And his opponent, weighing in 180 pounds.
Lyman the potato protector Cutler!
Oh! Cutler throws a haymaker. Summer Sausage fires back. They're going at it. Cutler connects.
Summer Sausage is rocked. What a turn of event. Okay, that's not quite how it happened. What really happened was, meet the star of our show. This pig belonged to Charles Griffin, a British Hudson's Bay Company employee. Now, Griffin was known for letting his pigs roam free across the island, which was fine until this particular pig decided to have an all-you-can-eat potato buffet in American farmer Lyman Cutler's garden. Cutler was tired of chasing pigs out of his garden. Often he would wake up to pigs in his fields and would have to chase them off. One day, he had had enough, so he did what any reasonable person would do when faced with agricultural terrorism. He shot the pig. When Griffin found his dead pig, he confronted Cutler. And according to reports, this conversation actually happened. Let me repeat that. Griffin's actual argument was that Cutler should have kept his potatoes away from the pig, not the other way around. Cutler offered $10 compensation. $10. Remember that number, because what happens next costs significantly more. Griffin reported Cutler to British authorities, who threatened to arrest him. The American settlers panicked and did what Americans do best in 1859. They wrote a strongly worded letter to the military. General William Harney received their petition. Now, Harney was known for 2 things: hating the British and making terrible decisions. So, naturally, he sent 66 soldiers to San Juan Island over a pig. When the British governor heard about this, he thought, well, if they're sending soldiers, we'll send ships. Because nothing says proportional response like naval warfare over livestock. 3 warships, 84 cannons, all because of a pig that probably cost less than a fancy dinner. And then came the standoff. 66 American soldiers on the beach staring down 3 British warships. The most expensive staring contest in history. Finally, Admiral Robert Baines arrived and Governor Douglas ordered him to land troops and engage the Americans. Baines looked around, processed the situation and said, "I will not involve two great nations in a war over a squabble about a pig." When word finally reached Washington and London, officials were horrified. Their local dispute over a pig had escalated to involve 2,600 men, multiple warships, and enough firepower to level a small city. Both sides quickly agreed to cool it down. They decided each country could keep 100 men on the island while they figured out who actually owned it. So they set up camps. British in the north, Americans in the south, and there they stayed. For 13 years. Because of a pig. Finally, in 1872, Kaiser Wilhelm I of Germany was brought in to settle it. He awarded the island to America, probably while wondering how this was his problem. Today, you can visit both camps at San Juan Island National Historical Park. It's the only place in America where a British flag flies over US soil. So remember, the next time someone tells you a small problem can't become a big problem, remind them about the time two world powers nearly went to war because nobody wanted to pay $10 for a dead pig. If you enjoyed learning about history's most expensive pork chop, hit subscribe for more of history's dumbest battles, because apparently humans have been doing ridiculous things for a very long time.